What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD discussing Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead 3, or if you just want to call it the next Red Dead game. And today we're going to be doing something similar to what I did a few days ago, where we broke down all the information that confirms the existence of this next Red Dead game. And today we're actually going to be going more in depth, going through the in-game details that we know thus far. And as I break down this information, I'm also going to be speculating on what it could mean and what Rockstar Games could have planned for us. But if you do enjoy the video or find any informative value, make sure to smack that like button. It really does help. And also drop down in the comments, tell me what your thoughts are on these topics, and tell me what do you think it could mean for this next Red Dead title. Nonetheless, Outlaws, let's start with the biggest information that we know thus far, and that is obviously that leaked world map of the next Red Dead game. But whenever I talk about this leaked map, I also need to include the fact that Tech Radar confirmed its legitimacy, saying they have an anonymous source that is close to the development of this next Red Dead game, and they confirmed this is the art direction of this upcoming Red Dead title. So yeah, this appears to be the real deal, and it contains a ton of information. And probably the biggest piece of information that comes from this leaked map is the fact of a Native American or American Indian conflict in the next Red Dead game that is teased within these locations. And a lot of you Outlaws out there already know that I've already given an in-depth analysis about this leaked map, so I'm going to try to stay a little less repetitive, but I will give you guys a couple of pieces that we found on this leaked map. But again, if you want to see that video, I will leave a link in the description and an annotation on the screen. I recommend checking it out. There's a lot of crazy information that if you have not heard about it yet, you're going to want to see. But to summarize some of the key things that we found on this leaked map, the hidden meaning behind them, we have a landmark named Cahuta, which is a Cherokee Indian name that translates into mountains that hold the sky, and ironically it's in the Grizzlies and it appears to be in a mountainous range. And next we have Roanoke Valley. The Roanoke Valley in southwest Virginia is an area adjacent to and including the Roanoke River between the Blue Ridge Mountains to the east and the Appalachian Plateau to the west, and ironically enough, on this world map it appears to be identical to its real life version. The Roanoke River Valley was the homeland of various Native American tribes. And probably the most interesting location on this map is Old Fort Wallace, which appears to be a settlement within the next Red Dead game, and it was a real fort in the United States Cavalry, which was built in Wallace County, Kansas to help defend settlers against Cheyenne and Sioux raids between 1865 and 1882. Fort Wallace is said to be one of the most important military outposts on the frontier, which this quite possibly may be a very important location in this upcoming title. But as I said before, this is just a roundup of some of the key things that we found from this leaked map, but I will now put some of the other things that we found from this leaked map on the screen, so if you aren't able to watch that other video, I can give you a quick roundup and maybe you can pause the video and check it out for yourself. But what is clearly evident from this map is that there is a Native American influence that is going to be heavy in this next Red Dead game. A lot of fans missed out on that within Red Dead Redemption, so this is definitely going to be a fun thing to explore in this upcoming title. But some of the other things that we find from this leaked map is that this upcoming title will be a prequel based on the fact within the Great Plains there appears to be no train tracks, and if you played Red Dead Redemption, it was obvious that there was train tracks all over the Great Plains, and it does make a lot of sense just being that Red Dead Redemption's motto was the dying west, and going into the past, maybe to the peak, will include a lot of other crazier things, maybe a less civilized world, which may include gangs controlling and ruling certain areas. But next we have swimming. It's one of those things that a lot of people couldn't understand why we didn't have it within Red Dead Redemption, but it seems like it's going to have to be included in this upcoming title. A lot of this map is made up of water, which really begs the question, are we going to be maybe having naval warfare? I think that'd be a really cool addition, something that would help multiplayer, and it definitely would help just being that there's a lot of water and there's a lot of options for combat that could come with it. And that's not to mention some of the fun exploration that could come with this, such as finding creative locations such as islands, maybe even getting a treasure map and going treasure hunting. I think there's a lot of cool loot and surprises that Rockstar Games could include. But next from this map, we obviously have parts of Red Dead Redemption returning, Tall Trees and the Great Plains, and it appears that Blackwater will be a very important town in this upcoming game. But we also have some of the other things returning from Red Dead Redemption, such as gang hideouts. We have Cochene, which will be one of the gang hideouts. We also have Tallulah Jetty and 6 Point Cabin, so it's a really fun thing that I loved in Red Dead Redemption, so it's pretty cool to see that coming back. But we also have caravan camps, which I'm guessing that means that we're going to have some type of traders throughout this map. One of the things I think that would be really cool, maybe they'll have some type of certain loot that'll distinguish their locations, but I think that's a really cool addition, having camps spread out throughout the whole map. But the last thing that's noticed from this map is that fact that we have homestead slash robbery, so maybe that means that we have locations where we can rob, similar to something like in GTA 5 where we could go up to a convenience store and rob it. I think that'd be a really fun addition that they can include, maybe some way of including gangs. We also have a lot of various businesses such as a slaughterhouse, a pig farm, we have various ranches, we also have an oil field. I think there's a lot of possibilities. Maybe we have businesses in this upcoming game, a way of making money, a lot of cool ideas that Rockstar Games could include. And next up we actually have a early development image of this next Red Dead game, its potential. I gotta mention that just because a lot of people have been also rumoring that this could be a remaster picture. It appears to be of a Thieves Landing location, but some people have been pointing interesting to say that this is just an early development image showing what they're going for in this next Red Dead game, which does make a lot of sense. It includes a lot of the key features that you see in Grand Theft Auto 5, such as chromatic aberration, but nonetheless, it really doesn't show off too much, but it definitely shows that graphical improvement from Red Dead Redemption to this upcoming game. But moving right along, we have some leaked concept art coming from a former Rockstar Games lead artist, which once again shows Native Americans versus settler conflict included, maybe being the center plot of this upcoming game. But what's included on her website seems to be 2 different characters. It shows different outfits of maybe what if they look like, and she also has facial animations, maybe some type of features that could be included in the multiplayer. But there also has been some rumors going around of having 2 protagonists portrayed in this upcoming game, maybe of one of them being a Native American and the other of being some type of outlaw or cowboy. But these images definitely point to that, and they are very interesting just because of the fact that when this got noticed and a lot of people were publicly talking about this maybe being Red Dead images, she deleted everything off of her website. This was not put on her website in a folder like this is just for fun images that she made, but she actually put it in a Western concept art folder, which ended up getting deleted along with everything on her website. She seemed to have gone dark, maybe because she signed an NDA, but this is definitely very interesting. But anyway, Outlaws, that is all we have thus far. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you found something that I have not discussed yet. But as I said before, make sure you smack that like button if you did enjoy the video or found any informative value. Also, drop down in the comments, tell me what your thoughts are on these topics that we discussed today, and also consider subscribing for a lot more additional Red Dead content to come. Anyway, Outlaws, I'll see you later.